What if I told you that the royal children of Okpoko Kingdom who were believed to be heirs to the throne are not actually the kings? Imagine living your whole life believing you're of royal blood, only to discover your real father is the chief palace guard. Sounds like a plot twist straight out of a movie, right? Well, in Okpoko Kingdom, this is no fictional story, it's an abomination. A secret so deep it's shaking the very foundation of the monarchy. Picture this. For years, the kingdom adored its princes and princess, seeing them as the future leaders, the pride of Okpoko's royal family. But the whispers have grown louder. Those whispers that the king, as mighty as he was, had no hand in their birth. The palace guard, the one who stood silently behind the throne, guarding the secrets of the palace. He was the one who fathered them. How did this happen? Was it betrayal, or a long-hidden love affair? Who knew about this, and why was it kept a secret? And the biggest question of all, what does this mean for the future of Okpoko Kingdom? Let's dive deep into this scandal. Okpoko's royal family had always been a symbol of power and purity. But when the king's health began to decline, and talks of succession grew louder, something unexpected happened. It all started with a courtier, someone who had served the palace for decades, who mysteriously vanished. Some say she was silenced because she knew the truth. The king was incapable of fathering children. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever, does it? One evening, a mysterious letter surfaced. This letter claimed that the late queen had an affair with the palace guard. At first, the letter seemed like nothing but a rumor, an attempt to stir chaos. But as days passed, people started noticing the striking resemblance between the guard and the royal children, their eyes, their mannerisms, their very presence. It was almost undeniable. Now, imagine the chaos that followed. The princes, destined to rule, were not legitimate heirs. The princess, once hailed as the purest jewel of the kingdom, was no more than the daughter of a mere servant. But why didn't anyone notice earlier? Or did they? Maybe the king knew, maybe in his own way he allowed it because of his love for the queen, or maybe he was oblivious, deceived by those he trusted most. Either way, this secret has left the entire kingdom questioning, who should really sit on the throne, and what about the palace guard? Was he a victim in this, or a mastermind who rose from a lowly position to have his children claim the throne of Okpoko? This revelation is more than just a scandal, it's an abomination in the eyes of tradition. The kingdom's laws are clear, only royal blood can rule. But with no legitimate heirs, will the council rewrite history, or will the kingdom descend into chaos as factions rise to claim the throne? It's a race against time, loyalties are being tested, alliances are shifting, and the future of Okpoko Kingdom is hanging by a thread. If you thought you'd heard it all, think again, because what's coming next might just change everything. Want more stories like this? Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments. Do you think the princes and princess should still inherit the throne, or does their true lineage disqualify them? Stay tuned for more royal twists and turns, because in Okpoko Kingdom, the truth is always stranger than fiction. What if the very moment that should have marked the rise of a new king became the downfall of an entire dynasty? In the heart of Okpoko Kingdom, as the drums beat for Prince Obiekwe's coronation, the gods had a revelation so shocking, it killed King Okonkwo Odumodu on the spot. Picture it, the king, standing tall, watching as his son was about to be crowned, ready to pass on his legacy. But as the chief priest delivered the message from the gods, a heavy silence fell over the kingdom. The truth was out. Obiekwe was not the chosen king. The gods had something else in mind. The revelation struck the king so hard he collapsed right there in front of his people. His heart could not bear the weight of the betrayal, the lies, and the deception that had lived in his palace for years. And just like that, the king was dead. The kingdom was thrown into chaos. As mourners gathered, Princess Ugochi, the king's beloved daughter, fainted from the shock. It took 4 market days, 4 long days, before she finally opened her eyes. But she awoke to a world completely changed. The coronation was halted, the throne left empty, and the question on everyone's lips, who was the rightful king? choice was undeniable. Agnes was not the chosen king, but she knew who was. As she stood before the crowd, she revealed a name that sent shivers down the spines of the royal court. The crippled child she had given birth to years ago, the one she had hidden away from the eyes of the world, was the true heir to the throne. A child born not of royalty but of destiny. And now, that child, long forgotten, was ready to claim his place. The kingdom, torn between tradition and the will of the gods, faced an impossible choice: accept this unexpected heir and the disruption he would bring, or defy the gods and risk their wrath. The fate of Okpoko hung in the balance. What happens next? Will the kingdom embrace this twist of fate, or will a battle for power erupt, shaking the foundations of the monarchy once more? The saga is far from over. Be sure to subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the gods' choice should be accepted, or should tradition be upheld no matter the cost? Stay tuned, because in Okpoko, the unexpected is just the beginning. Shining across the kingdom. It illuminated every corner of Okpoko, from the farmlands to the palace walls, a beacon of prosperity and peace. Crops began to flourish, rivers swelled with fresh water, and the people's hearts were filled with renewed faith and hope. Under the reign of the new king, guided by the gods and born from humble beginnings, Okpoko Kingdom entered a golden age. Trade routes opened, wealth flowed, and neighboring kingdoms marveled at the sudden turn of fortune. The crippled boy, once overlooked and forgotten, proved to be the wise, compassionate ruler the kingdom desperately needed, and so, the prophecy was fulfilled. The kingdom that had been on the brink of chaos was now thriving, blessed by the gods and led by a king chosen not by blood, but by destiny. Okpoko's future was brighter than ever, and the story of the crippled king who brought prosperity to the land would be told for generations to come. If you found this tale as powerful as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if you were faced with such a choice? Honor tradition, or trust the will of the gods? Stay tuned for more epic tales of kingdoms, courage, and destiny.